49ers update here from Levi Stadium, where the team will undergo a practice that looks a lot like a walkthrough under the lights at about 5 o'clock tonight. No Nick Bosa, no Trent Williams, no Isaac Guerendo, who's dealing with a foot sprain. Of course, it's a quick turnaround for the 49ers between now and Thursday night. So they're trying to rest up. That's why it's going to be a walkthrough type of pace at practice. Still hope that Isaac Guerendo can get back out on the field with the foot sprain on Thursday. Kyle Shanahan did not expect him to be able to do much today, Tuesday, but of course things can change on Wednesday, and then the game is at about 5 o'clock on Thursday night. Today in the locker room, Talanoa Hufanga lost his USC Notre Dame bet with Aaron Banks. Stay tuned for video of that. Hufanga had to wear a full-on Notre Dame uniform at his locker and do a quick video. If USC had won, though, Aaron Banks would have had to dress like a leprechaun and walk around the locker room in handcuffs. So that did not happen, but both Hufanga and Aaron Banks were good-natured about it. Deebo Samuel also spoke about his deleted tweet yesterday, the tweet that got community noted. Kyle Shanahan said that it's not a big deal in the 49ers locker room and they're going to keep on trying to feed Deebo Samuel the football. So have a listen to what Deebo Samuel said. You can have a listen to what George Kittle said in the 49ers locker room alongside a couple words from Fred Warner. And of course, you can stay for Talanoa Hufanga dressed in that Notre Dame uniform. By the way, Hufanga, boy, how important was he to the 49ers effort on Sunday? The communication, especially, the way that he binds the back end together, he made an instant impact. Anyway, here's intel from that 49ers locker room.
You care to expand on your feelings or what you wanted to convey with that?
I mean, you read what you read. It was frustrating for sure.
Juwan talked about the fact that Brock, Kittle, and Deebo actually spoke up to the team ahead of the LA Rams, not the Rams game, ahead of the last game, the Bears game. What are you kind of seeing out of the team? I mean, it seems like you guys kind of clicked after this.
We got guys that normally don't speak, and it was good to kind of hear from me personally, Deebo for sure, because he don't really talk much. He just, he just let the film speak for him. But just hearing from him, it was just a little motivation on the Saturday night meeting, and it carried over to the game for sure.
Kyle and Brock said that you guys talk just about daily. Is getting touches and things like that something that's discussed during those kinds of conversations?
100%, yeah.
Deebo, in 2021, you guys played the Rams here as a primetime game. It was kind of like when you made your debut as a running back. What are your memories of that game? And I guess with that, do you feel like you guys caught them off guard?
I kind of do think we caught them off guard. It was a Thursday night game, right?
I think so.
Thursday night games, fans play a major role in the success we have, so you can't forget about them. But I don't know if they were surprised or not. I think I was kind of more surprised than they was at the time. But we got the dub, and we got another Thursday night game this week, so we'll be ready.
Do you remember? I mean, it was a while ago now, but do you remember the specifics of when you were told?
I don't. It was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't remember.
Do you think that's part of it, that you're more modest rushing numbers this year, or because teams aren't surprised?
They're not surprised anymore. Like, we've been doing it for almost 3 years now, so it's kind of, you got a 50-50 chance whether I'm in the backfield, getting a handoff, or, in around anything along those lines. So they kind of got a glimpse of what's going on.
Do you see that? Do you sense that? I mean, as soon as you get the ball, that there's like 3 or 4 guys out there on the perimeter?
I mean, there's 3 or 4 guys whenever, it don't matter who got the ball.
Was Sunday's game the best you guys have played offensively this season, or the most in rhythm, do you feel?
I think so. I'm not mistaken. Did we punt? Anybody know? Did we punt?
Second drive.
One time. Punted one time. I mean, that says a lot, for sure. I know our kicker was loving that for sure, but I think that was a complete game as a whole, playing like complimentary ball. It's something that we've been harping on a lot for a momentum swing for us. Offense go out there, make a play, score a touchdown, and give our defense like momentum to go out there and get a 3 and out and make plays on that end. And Jacob Cowan is like a shoestring tackle away from breaking a couple of punt returns. So I mean, I think it's overall a good complimentary end.
When you're playing desperate football, what does that feel like now in the building when you go on the field and you know?
Everybody know like what we got to do to even have a chance. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's it's in the back of our heads, and you know we can't come out here and just lay ahead.
Yeah, but you're doing this a long time, right? So you know it's kind of cyclical with guys getting touches. You expect it to come back around for you, right? In terms of getting
When it comes, it comes.
A lot of the starters were watching from the sideline at the end of the Bears game. Does that provide you guys an advantage that a lot of the starters at the very end of the game were watching from the sideline? Didn't rack up a lot of snaps, is what I'm saying. Is that an advantage in a short week that the Rams went down to the wire against the Bills? You guys had to blow out.
I think at the end of the day, it's we play a physical game. Whether we set out the last 3 minutes, 2 minutes, last 2 drives, at the end of the day, your body's still gonna be beat up. So what you gonna do these next 2 days to make sure your body is the best it can be on Thursday night? So at the end of the day, like it's all about yourself. It's not about what you're gonna do in the game.
You talked about the fans, the energy on a primetime Thursday night game. Can you describe that feel maybe just to a random game?
I ain't gonna lie, and Levi's in there with the fans that we got, sometimes it be feeling like the ground shaking. So kudos to the best fans in the nation.
Thanks, Deebo.
No, I'm just I'm proud of Huff for following through with his bets. I'm proud of him. It does make me feel good, though. Looks great in that helmet.
George, you've been on both.
Oh, what's up, man?
Hi. You've been on both sides.
You're in a Missouri Tiger right now?
I went to Missouri.
Yeah, go Hawks.
Oh, yeah. Really meaningful bowl game.
Yeah, it is.
For both sides.
What are we putting on it?
Okay, 10% of one of my weekly checks versus 10% of money.
I can't bet money on that stuff, man. I'll send you my helmet.
All right, fair enough. You've been on both sides where you've had to have every game at this point in the season, and also where just human nature, you are looking at 1 seeds and home field advantage. How different is it when you're trying to kind of instill this, one game at a time? We've got to take care of business every single week.
To me, it's really not that different. I think when you are playing for each one has to be a win, your back's kind of against the wall. But I think Coach Shanahan and we've kind of established the culture over the course of my career is just that every single week is just focus on that 1 week. Every week is a must win. I think that's the reasons why we've had such great success in the past. It's like we were just so good about, hey, just focus on this week, get that win, and then focus on the next one. So I don't think it's that much different. I think for a lot of guys who've been to a lot of those games, it's very similar for us. So it's just trying to get everybody to realize that sense of urgency about how important this week is.
I think it was 3 or 4 weeks ago where you said we haven't had any sort of team meeting, player meeting, anything like that. Is there one moment that you think changed that and kind of spurred that to happen? Can you pinpoint anything?
To spur us to get a win finally? No, not necessarily. I think just continually trying to lead guys in a way to just, hey, have a sense of urgency, play desperate, just attack everything. And, we had especially, when you lose 2 games back to back by more than 20 points, it puts a very sour taste in your mouth and makes you want to go out there and, work a little bit harder, do something, refocus, rethink about something. So I know there's not one specific moment except for, losing 3 games in a row. What are you doing about way back there? What do you tweet? What do you tweet? They didn't delete the tweet? So it's not there anymore? Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay, so he's not struggling, just not getting opportunities. Do you sense some frustration from him?
Let's see. You know what? Deebo's one of our best playmakers, and while he might not have all the stats to show for it this year, touchdowns and stuff like that, he's had a couple ones called back. He's been fantastic for us on kickoff return. And, I thought Deebo actually, against the Bears, the opportunities that he had, he was trying to make the most of them. And unfortunately, for a couple of those, they had better calls into the plays that we called. And whether it's some type of pressure, some type of how they switched their defense up, or, we didn't execute those blocks for him in the ways that we should have. But to me, Deebo's very close to just breaking it wide open. So I'm very excited for him this Thursday because I think he's going to have one of those amazing Deebo Thursday night games, especially against the Rams. That's what I see. Guys want to voice their opinions on social media. It is what it is. I don't really care. It doesn't make anybody in this locker room think any differently about him. Deebo thinks highly of himself, as we all think very highly of Deebo because he's a hell of a football player. So he just wants to, be out there and contribute to the team, and I think he's going to have an opportunity to do that this weekend, this Thursday.
So a couple more for George.
Holy cow. How come only people on the sides are asking questions? That's crazy.
As far as having good calls against him, is that defenses sort of anticipating him better than maybe they did in previous years?
No. What the Bears were doing, they've been running their old head coach, like he had a very specific way that they ran their defense with like the ways that their ends played and stuff like that. So we had all these cool little like trick plays around that, and they came out and kind of played it completely different than they've been playing all season. And so we called them into the wrong look, and it was a combination of that. And then like on one of those plays, I need to get around an end. He shoots upfield instead of going down the line of scrimmage. Guy shoots past Jawan, takes me out, so then Deebo doesn't have a lead blocker. If I can get around that, he probably walks untouched in the end zone. It's just like certain stuff like that. So he's trying his best to get, make opportunities from like plays that may not look great, but he's about to pop off.
See, it was a close game at first, and then Notre Dame pulled away. What happened?
I can't even see out of this thing. It's bad.
Tight helmet.
It was a bad game for Notre Dame. Obviously they won, but it was still a bad game. I think they got to go and look at the film again. USC is definitely the best team in college football. I don't know how they got snubbed out of the college football playoff. Please quote me on that and put that out there. But I have to say this, and I'm so sorry to say this. My kids will be attending Notre Dame at some point in their lifetime. Hopefully it's just for a class and then they're done. It is the best university in, the nation. It hurts me to say this. I can't stand this. This is like terrible color. I can't believe they wear this like helmet. But I think that's enough on today. I think I'll see you guys tomorrow and we'll talk again. So appreciate you guys.
What was the reverse if you had won?
You said what?
What was at this level, when guys are all there, everybody's good. I've talked to Puka. I knew him before because of playing with his older brother, and obviously seeing him at BYU, and knew that he was made of the right stuff. But to see what he's done has been surpassed anybody's expectations.
I've just had to.
2021. We're talking parallel. I think you guys are 3-5. Thursday night game against the Rams here. Kind of had to win, like Deebo debuted at running back. Any memories of that game, or kind of spurred you on for that second half of that season?
Yeah, 2021, man, that seems like light years ago, but we've been in moments like this. The guys who were here back then and who are still with us. I mean, we've been in these type of moments so many times, and what comes down to it is, man, who can do right for longer throughout the game. Both teams are going to come in ready, like knowing what's at stake. We're familiar with one another, player, scheme, all those kind of things. Who can protect the ball? Who can take it away? Who can play cleaner football for 60 minutes?
Huff just had to wear a Notre Dame helmet and shirt. Do you enjoy these things around the league when guys are on the college rivalries in this new, in your locker room and around the league? Do you enjoy watching those?
Yeah, man, it's fun. It's all good, fun. Luckily, the Cougars been on the good side of things this year, so anytime anybody wants to go against the old Cougs, man, we've been on the right side of it most of the time. So, yeah, it's been fun.